story time on how this thing right here decided that she wanted to break into my apartment and take my children for 3 days hostage without feeding them, clothing them, asking my baby father for money and my mother. They send it to her and she never, ever, ever does what she needed to do for my children. Let's backtrack. Backtrack to when, in 2020, when COVID was happening, she reached out to me and asked me to help her come out here from North Carolina. Didn't know what was going on, didn't know what she had going on. She lied to me and said that her son went to jail for murder. She didn't say that her son committed murder because she sent him to commit murder, okay? Because she couldn't keep her legs closed. And the man that she cheated on put his hands on her. But she doesn't say how she beats on men, how she beats on men in front of her child. She don't say how she... Once I brought her here, I was watching her daughter. And then when I would go to work, she would come and appear to my house while my baby father was still my man. And appear at my house and cook. And then leave a whole disgusting mess and don't even feed my kids. How you cooking in somebody else's house and don't even have the audacity to save the children that are watching and smelling you cook things? Let's not forget the times that she took my daughter Bella out the house and stole from Family Dollar and brought her back laughing like that was funny. Let's not talk about how she brought a man with a gun to my house on top of her other man that she was cheating on with this guy from my hood in Jersey City. Let's talk about that. Okay, I can continue. I have screenshots. I have proof of everything. She is a drug addict. She pops e-pills. She smokes weed, but she talks about everybody else. Sweetheart, you forgot something. Your mother called me and told me the real truth about you, Tamia L. Page, Laverne Page. Okay, I did a nice background check on you and I found everything I needed to find about your little dirty, you know what. So, okay, boom, fast forward. The 3 days she didn't want to bring my kids home. The last day, which was that Monday that she brought them to my baby father, she got mad because I told her the truth to her face. I told her, don't tell me how to raise my daughters that I've been raising since I've had them by myself with no help, and learn how to raise your own. Let's talk about how you were sitting there giving your daughter's dirty drawers to my children to put on. That can create yeast infections and UTIs. You are dirty, bro. Look at her real well. Look at her real well. Her name is Tamia Page. She goes on Facebook as BKLYN Ortiz or Tamia Brooklyn. Girl, you're exposed. Everybody keep your kids away from her. Stay away from her. She is a hater. She is a bitter person. She is mad because she cheats and she continues to cheat and nobody want to be with her. Her own man, Victor, tried to get with me and I turned him down because I don't know. Let's talk about how I gave you something to get rid of because they already had stolen it out of my house and you decided to steal the money from me and my children and then lied about it. And then you tried to put your hands on me when there was multiple witnesses outside when I came at you for my money. Same way when I came at you for my children. What you did, tried to attack me. Girl, let's be real. Let's not even talk about how you sat there, called everybody after I whooped you and said you whooped me. Baby, look at your face and look at mine. Is a difference, okay? And natural beauty wear, you look like a clown. Natural beauty wear, girl, wear, with painted on eyebrows. Sit down somewhere. Go be a mother. Learn how to take care of your daughter. Stop leaving her with your sons. Girl, you are pathetic. And then you worrying about little old me. Girl, I got bigger fish to fry than you, but I'm going to expose you because you are a piece of crap and you deserve to get exposed. Let's not talk about how you got my mother believing all your lies and my sister from Florida, Celeste. Girl, bye. When I expose you for what you really are and they lock you up for kidnapping my children, removing them from my home without my permission, you are not family, you are not blood related. Girl, you are going to prison where you belong, where you sent your son, and that's where you're gonna go. Here's one of the messages of my daughter texting me from her daughter's phone asking me to go home. And I'm telling her that they're going home because she kept telling me, oh, tomorrow. And she never brought them back to me because she already had this planned with my mother. Her and my mother planned this out way before. Here's evidence that she left them alone. Here's one. Here was her telling me that after they ate, she was going to bring them to me. Here is her telling me at 12 a.m. in the morning that supposedly that supposedly my children are in the park with her and that she was going to bring them tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? This is wrong. And everybody's sitting here condoning this. No, 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 no. My children were ripped away from me. My babysitter went to use the bathroom upstairs where they lived at. And she peeped everything. She was stalking me from the corner without her daughter in the car. So where was your daughter? Where was your daughter? With your minor son? Come on, bro. Your mom called me and told me that you was leaving them in the hotel for 2 or 3 days at a time without eating. And when you got your apartment. When you got your apartment on Dwight and when you got your apartment on Highland Ave. Like, girl, stop playing with me. Here's another one of her telling me that my kids are in the house by themselves while she's outdoor dashing. But she's a responsible person, right? You took them away from me saying because I left them alone, right? But you was leaving them alone too, right? I never left my kids alone. I always had somebody watching them and keeping an eye on them. That's why I knew every single move. You're mad. And then you lied and said I was on perks. You were the one on perks. You were the one on e-pills. You were the one coming by my house causing drama with men that I've never slept with, men that you're sleeping with in front of your daughter. Let's not talk about how my children have been exposed to use condoms and you bringing in and out men. Like, girl, you're nasty. And then how my mother sit there and tried to force them to lie and say that they saw me having relations with my fiance in the kitchen of my home. You're liars. And when my kids testify against you guys, you're going to jail. You're going to prison. So I'm going to see how good you look in green den, girl. Stop playing with me, Tamia. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, Luce. Stop playing with me. You were supposed to be my mother. You're fake. You've always been fake. You used me for SSI check. That's why you gotta pay SSI back. And I'm gonna prove that right now. So you could go and say I'm lying too. Let's not talk about how you let a man that wasn't my father beat me. Beat me for the things you did. Stealing his chain, pawning it, stealing money from him, having me dollies, millennials, and me steal money from him. Pretend that we was going to take a shower upstairs and one downstairs so we could rob him. Girl, stop playing. Let's not talk about how when he got locked up, you freaking almost got us sexually abused, SA'd by somebody that you left in the house while you fell asleep after you was, you know. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how I got SA'd by somebody that she was friends with, and he ended up doing it to another little girl in the same church. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how she used to leave me with my little brother and little sister so she could go work at the bars. And then come home at 4 in the morning and start putting her hands on me. Let's really talk about it. Let's talk about the truth, Lucia. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how that's why you almost died, because you were drinking, and I had to take you to the hospital and pick up Karine and Emmanuel and cook them dinner and make sure they were good. Let's talk about how when you was homeless twice, I gave you a place to stay and almost ruined my relationship twice. And then you wanted me to stay with the same person that did all this damage to me. No, 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 no. You're mad because I went and got with somebody else. You're mad. You're mad because somebody actually took me with my 4 children and loved them the same way they love me. You're bitter and mad. All of you are. And guess what? Nothing you guys did, it didn't amount to anything. What did you get out of this? What did it amount to? Nothing. Nothing at all. You put my children through more danger. Oh, Messiah was getting hit by a car because he's outside wandering by himself. Bella getting her head busted open, having staples. What you thought I wasn't gonna find out? You thought I wasn't gonna find out that you tried to coerce the kids into lying on me and recording them so you could use that against me? But guess what? It's not gonna work, because when they testify, they're going to make sure that they have them on a reader. Same way with you. So let's really talk about it. Like, I need some opinions. I want to know, how do you guys feel about the situation? What would you guys do if somebody did this to you? And then acting like a victim after you did all of this because I'm hitting you up after you kept up harassing me. You try to hit me with your car. Girl, stop it. You're not victims to this. My children are victims. Those are the only victims involved in this story.